So by now you know that the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer has come out. It's been out for a few days. You've probably already seen some other people and their takes on it. I think everyone's very excited. And I will just say, just to start off with, I'm not going to tell you anything that you haven't heard before. But if you want to hear my thoughts, you want to hear my feelings, stick around in the video. I'll tell you what I think about everything and some potential ideas that I have. So yeah, just thank you so much for clicking on this video, and let's jump right into it. Yeah, so the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, I'm just gonna say, first and foremost, it's incredible. Seeing Alfred Molina again as Doc Ock was, honestly, it was so nostalgic. That is one of my favorite superhero movies ever, and seeing him again as Dr. Octopus was wonderful. It was incredible. So yeah, Doc Ock was obviously confirmed. Green Goblin was confirmed as well. There was teasers to Electro and the Lizard. I think a few people thought that they saw a teaser to Sandman, but honestly, I'm not super convinced. But yeah, overall, even if they don't bring the other two Spider-Men in, which, let's be honest, they probably will. Even if they don't bring the other two Spider-Men in, this is going to be the biggest Marvel movie, potentially the biggest movie since Endgame, in terms of just scope. And like the amount of characters, the amount of money that it brings in, it's just like, it's huge. This is on like Captain America Civil War level type shit. You know, like, it is absolutely insane. This is unheard of for any movie franchise, let alone Marvel, to bring back characters that it had in previous universes and to explore multiverses. This is absolutely insane, and it opens up so many possibilities. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is the fact that we don't actually fully know who's going to be in the Sinister Six, right? So I think at best we know 4 potential people. So we know Doc Ock, we know Green Goblin, we know Electro, and we know Lizard, right? Now, a few people have been speculating that Ned might be Hobgoblin, right? Because the actor that plays Ned, Jacob Batalon, has lost a lot of weight over, like, between these last 2 movies. And people are speculating that it's because he's going to be playing the Hobgoblin. While I personally don't know how I feel about that. I think it might be kind of interesting, but I don't know how having 2 goblins in the Sinister Six would work. Or maybe Hobgoblin wouldn't be in the Sinister Six. But then in that case, it might be more villains than what the movie could handle, if that makes sense. I mean, I think 6 is quite a few, as it is, but I think in a team dynamic, it works pretty well. But if you have the Sinister Six and you have the Hobgoblin, might be kind of a lot. But I don't know. But we know for a fact that they will not be bringing back Topher Grace's Venom from Spider-Man 3. If they do bring Venom in, it will be Tom Hardy. But Venom was never really part of the Sinister Six, and in the MCU right now, or in the Venom movies right now, he's more of an anti-hero than a true villain to Spider-Man. So I don't really see them bringing Venom in whatsoever. And that begs the question, like, if they're not going to go back and bring Topher Grace's Venom in, are they going to bring back Sandman? Like, is that something that they would be willing to do? Because, like, Sandman was part of the Sinister Six traditionally in the comics. Well, sort of a back-and-forth member. But yeah, like, would they look at bringing back Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman? I personally felt like he did a great job as Sandman. But I know a lot of people have been wondering, like, at the end of Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man forgave Sandman for killing Uncle Ben, so what reason would Sandman have to come in unless he was from a different universe? And that's what a lot of people are speculating, is that these villains are alternate villains, right? These villains are taken from alternate timelines other than the ones that we saw in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, right? Because, like, Doc Ock died, right? So there's a chance that he survived, and we just thought that he died. But I mean, overall, there's a lot of different possibilities that Marvel could go with this, and I think it's incredibly exciting. But yeah, like let's say we do put Sandman in, right? That's still only 5. Right? Mysterio traditionally was in the Sinister Six as well, but he's dead. So, are they going to bring Vulture back? Are they going to put in an entirely new villain that we haven't seen in the MCU yet, or the Spider-Man movies yet? There's so many possibilities. There's honestly, it's just so exciting. It's really, really exciting. I love that Doctor Strange is in it, and it looks like he has a pretty prominent role, which I think is great. Definitely looking forward to his second movie as well. I love Doctor Strange so much. We see Wong going off to fight the Abomination, which I think is a really cool crossover. I was sort of wondering, like, obviously seeing all the Shang-Chi trailers, it didn't really look like anyone that had been prominently featured in the trailer was fighting the Abomination. So it's cool to sort of get that Easter egg where we know that Wong is. Personally, I think the Abomination is rad, and I'm very happy to see him in the MCU again. I think he was probably the best part of the Hulk movie, if I'm being honest. So that's really awesome. Overall, I think they did the aftermath of the Mysterio and Peter Parker like identity situation really well. I think it had a lot of like serious tones, which I think is really good. I think it's sort of a nice change up from Spider-Man, right? He's sort of, at least the MCU Spider-Man has always sort of been like this sort of happy, optimistic, just sort of kid who is never really dealing with anything too serious other than, you know, fighting Thanos and saving the world from death. So, like, other than that, his standalone movies, for the most part, have been pretty lighthearted. And it looks like this one is definitely going to get a bit more serious. It's going to focus on maturing Peter Parker a little bit more than what we've seen. But yeah, overall, just the multiverse stuff. There's so many possibilities, and I'm super interested to see if they drop another trailer. I mean, I think the one that they dropped was a teaser, so who knows? There might be another trailer that gives us a bit more of a clear depiction of whether or not Sandman is going to be in the Sinister Six. And if he is, who's the other one, right? Like I said, will they bring Vulture back? Will they bring in somebody completely new that we haven't seen before? Like, there's so many possibilities. So yeah, put your thoughts in the comments, please. I know that this wasn't really anything that you probably haven't seen before over the past few days, but these are my thoughts. This is my speculation. I'm incredibly optimistic for it. I think it's going to be an incredible movie. So yeah, like I said, if you have any thoughts, if you have any suggestions for who might be in the Sinister Six, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear you. And yeah, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I'll be back with more. I don't know what I'm going to make my next video on, but it will be something probably along these lines. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.